Hello, and welcome to Handled Ish Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I'm really happy you're here. Whether it's Podcast Land, YouTube, KC24, CBS 47 Plus Smart TV app, or CMAC TV, CMAC.TV, your community media access collaborative. Thanks to everyone for carrying the podcast. So, this is episode 106. And this is the next part in the series of the 5 W's and the H of planning. We're going to talk about why today. A little review. Talked about when, Fridays, talked about where, something somewhere cozy and preferably the same place each week. Talked about who, all the people you care to spend time with. We talked about what, essentially all the things that are important you get to and want to do, with the exception of that habit stacking and things that you do on a regular basis. And today we're going to talk about why. So, if you are listening to this podcast, my thought is you don't need to be convinced that planning is important, but I do want to just spend a few moments this week talking about why it's important to plan. Again, might be obvious, but we're going to take a little bit of a twist here. I believe that you need to plan. You in the generic sense, me, I need to plan. We all need to plan, because nothing really happens by accident. Yes, part of planning is creating wiggle room, creating opportunity for spontaneity, making room for opportunities that we haven't thought of, things that we don't even know are coming into our universe yet. I actually believe that's a really big part of planning. And that is reason number one. We're not going to have room for all of those magical, fabulous things that we don't even know exist if we are not organized with our lives. We won't be able to build in that wiggle room. We will feel like we have to say no to these unique, fabulous, special opportunities because we don't even know if we have enough time in the day to do the things that we want to do. So that's one very special reason why we should plan. We also should plan because really that's the way that stuff happens. And this might make you a little uncomfortable. I know it made me uncomfortable when I was making notes for this episode. The reason we need to plan is because we all have things, right, that we say we want to do, projects around the house, things at work, books that we want to read, crafts that we want to do. I weirdly got, bit by the I should be a crafter bug. I have coloring books, I have crayons, I have pens, I have pencils, I have a crochet little flower pot thing that I bought from Amazon, and some very, very, very difficult Legos that I thought, would be a fun thing for me. But they are still sitting on the desk in my office because I never thought about when I was going to do any of those things. I can't be alone, right? With having these things that we say we want to do but never get done. And, they can be little, tiny things. They can be really, really big things. And frankly, they can be meaningful, life-changing things. Um, they don't happen unless we figure out when they're going to happen. So this is my challenge this week for all of us to think about, is there a pile, metaphoric, physical, actual pile, pile in your brain of stuff that you have said for a period of time, a week, a month, a year, a decade, that was something that you wanted to do, but still is undone, maybe even unstarted, possibly unfinished, that you need to figure out the when. And when you do that, I highly encourage you to consider the chunk it method. It's one of my favorite things. Uh, so many of us spend time looking for these magical large pieces of time that will magically appear for us to do these things. You know as well as I do, this isn't your first rodeo. You've been here on the planet for a while. Those magic big chunks of time do not happen. And so we need to do things in smaller chunks of time, typically. It is amazing what we can accomplish in 15, 30, 45, 50, 60 minutes. And doing that a few times will get a lot of stuff done. We just need to be willing to do those smaller chunks and have things sort of be a process versus starting and finished in the same time period. If you can find those big chunks of time to start and finish something in the same time period, that's amazing. And we all want to, obviously have those in our life too. However, that's not going to be enough. So the chunk it theory or the chunk it protocol, we'll call it that, the chunk it protocol is something that can be incredibly valuable as well. So, a couple of things to think about when we're really, remembering why the heck this is really important. So, that's what I challenge all of us to think about this week. All right. So, until next time, have the most fabulous, amazing, wonderful, spectacular week. We're using a lot of adjectives today. And would love it if you would do the 3 R's: rate, review, recommend the podcast. And remember that you are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.